The early morning of November 27th was supposed to be just another day after Thanksgiving. But at precisely 2:30 a.m., the tranquility of a Florida suburban neighborhood was shattered by the screech of tires and the splintering sound of metal colliding with concrete and wood. A black luxury SUV had plowed into a fire hydrant, then a tree, in front of the $2.4 million mansion of Jared Stone. When paramedics arrived, they found the world's most famous golfer lying unconscious, bloodied, and barefoot, with his wife, Julia Nordal, hovering nearby holding a golf club. She claimed to have smashed the rear window to rescue him. But as the smoke cleared and the wreckage was towed away, it wasn't just a car that had crashed. It was the pristine, meticulously managed image of a global icon. That crash became the spark that ignited a firestorm of scandal, betrayal, and downfall. The golden boy of golf was about to fall from grace in the most public and humiliating way imaginable. This is not fiction. Every detail is part of a real case that you can verify yourself. If you're drawn to real stories that stay with you, subscribe now to Betrayal and Infidelity Exposed. Because every week, we reveal the darkest truths hidden in plain sight. For over a decade, Jared Stone was more than just a golfer, he was a phenomenon. A child prodigy who had appeared on television putting at age 2. Jared became the embodiment of talent, discipline, and marketability. By the time he won the Masters at 21, he was already a household name. Nikia, Hydrate, Vantage Razors, Excel Capital, and Luther watches lined up to sponsor him. His smile sold dreams. His swing defined greatness. He married Julia Nordal, a Swedish model and former nanny, in 2004. Together, they had 2 children. To the world, they were the perfect family. But behind the manicured lawns and the billion-dollar smile, something darker lurked. Something that would soon come crashing to light. Jared's obsessive need for control extended beyond the golf course. He was secretive, tightly scheduled, and insulated by a team that protected his image at all costs. But fame is a double-edged sword. With privacy came temptation, and Jared had both in abundance. As his fame grew, so did the whispers, rumors of infidelity, anonymous tips to tabloids, fleeting mentions in gossip blogs. Jared dismissed them as lies, and his inner circle stonewalled any inquiry. But the truth was harder to contain than anyone imagined. He was leading a double life, one of 5-star hotels, nightclub rendezvous, secret phones, and a seemingly endless string of women. It was just 2 days after Thanksgiving. A gossip magazine had dropped a bombshell, claiming Jared was having an affair with a New York nightclub hostess named Rachel Ulrich. The piece included photos, timelines, and hotel receipts. Jared had reportedly convinced Julia the story was false, but her intuition told her otherwise. That night, Julia is believed to have searched his phone while he was sleeping and found text messages to Rachel. One report claims she called the woman pretending to be Jared, and when Rachel answered, the truth was undeniable. A screaming match followed. Julia reportedly confronted Jared with a golf club. He tried to escape barefoot in his SUV. What happened next is history. The crash, the broken window, the sirens, the lies unraveling. In the days that followed, the media frenzy was relentless. What started as a mysterious car crash soon snowballed into something far more damaging. More women began coming forward. Waitresses, adult entertainers, nightclub workers, each with a similar story of flings, secrecy, and brief encounters with a man who seemed addicted to risk. Text messages were leaked. Voicemails surfaced. One particularly infamous voicemail had Jared pleading with a mistress to delete her name from her voicemail greeting because his wife might call. Within weeks, the number of alleged affairs reached over a dozen. Jared's carefully crafted public image lay in ruins. As the scandal grew, the consequences came swiftly. Major sponsors began to sever ties. Excel Capital, Hydrate, and Telnet Communications dropped him. Nikia stood by him, but his public persona had taken a devastating blow. Almost all of Stone's endorsements were tied to morality clauses, provisions that allowed termination if the athlete brought disrepute or scandal to the brand. With over $100 million in annual sponsorships at risk, attorneys scrambled to assess damages. On December 11th, Jared Stone released a statement announcing he would take an indefinite break from professional golf to focus on his family and personal issues. He checked into a rehabilitation facility for sex addiction in Mississippi and remained out of the public eye for months. Meanwhile, Julia filed for divorce. The settlement, handled in Florida's family court, was finalized on August 23rd. Confidential but widely reported to be worth over $110 million, it included joint custody of their children. Jared waived the standard waiting period to expedite the proceedings, and both parties released a joint statement expressing mutual respect and concern for their children's well-being. The legal battle had been minimized through private negotiation, avoiding courtroom drama in favor of dignity and privacy. Years earlier, Jared had sued media outlets and advertisers for unauthorized use of his image and likeness, winning significant judgments. Now, his legal team used those same precedents to clamp down on paparazzi and gossip profiteers, filing injunctions and cease and desist letters to protect his children and remaining brand value. Jared returned to the sport in 2010 but faced a long climb back to credibility. Injuries plagued him. His body and his reputation were never quite the same. In 2017, he was arrested for driving under the influence. A mixture of painkillers, sleep aids, and anxiety medication found in his system. Again, mugshots replaced medals in the headlines. But Jared was nothing if not resilient. In 2019, he staged a dramatic comeback, winning the Masters and hugging his children at the 18th hole. That moment was more than a trophy, it was a human redemption story. The scandal remains one of the most notorious in sports history. Yet over time, Jared's story shifted from disgrace to resilience. His legacy, once defined by scandal, is now layered with hard-earned humility. No longer the untouchable icon, Jared Stone became something closer to real. A man who fell, who failed, and who fought to rise again. Watch the next video on your screen, or dive into our full playlist of real mysteries and crimes. The next story might be even more shocking.